We are ranking America's 10 largest cities in 2026 and trying to determine where the best place is to live. Yes, all of these cities are great and all of them have their faults. We will look at how much it costs to buy a home or rent a small apartment. How is the crime? How much money do people bring in and how much of that will be taxed? Let's see what the numbers say. Coming in at 10, Chicago, Illinois. This is a great city, awesome skyline, phenomenal pizza, and don't get me started on Portillo's. The median home price is $390,000. It's $1,900 for a one-bedroom apartment. The property crime is 3,200 per every 100,000 people, while the violent crime rate is 1,000 per every 100,000. The average income is $70,000 while your tax burden is 10.5%. Even though Chicago ranks 10 out of the 10 largest cities, I still think it is an awesome city that could be even better. Coming in at 9, Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. The median home price is around $300,000 in the city and more if you head to the suburbs. It's $1,700 for a one-bedroom apartment. The property crime is 2,900 per every 100,000 people, while the violent crime rate is 1,200 per every 100,000. The average income is only $60,000 with a tax burden of 11.5%. Remember, these rankings are based on the stats and not my opinion. Houston comes in at number 8. The median home price is around $325,000. It's $1,400 for a one-bedroom apartment. The property crime is very high at 3,500 per every 100,000 people, while the violent crime rate is 1,100 per every 100,000. The average income is $62,000 with a tax burden of 8.5%. Some people love Houston, and others think it's at the bottom of large Texas cities. Dallas residents are shocked that they ranked at number 7. I was surprised at this as well. The median home price is around $375,000 with areas being much higher than that. $1,500 for a one-bedroom apartment. The property crime is at 3,000 per every 100,000 people, while the violent crime rate is 800 per every 100,000. The average income is $68,000 with a tax burden of 8.5%. I really like Dallas, but these are based on the numbers and not my opinion. At number 6, the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. Weather is not taken into a factor, which could have bumped it up a few more spots. The median home price is an astonishing $975,000. So plan to spend $2,800 to rent a one-bedroom apartment. The property crime is at 2,100 per every 100,000 people, while the violent crime rate is at 750 per every 100,000. The average income is $76,000 with a tax burden of 11.5%. LA is one of those places that gets trashed by many, but there's a reason almost 4 million people live there. Phoenix comes blazing in at number 5. The population has been growing not only in the city, but in the surrounding areas. Many have left California for Arizona, and that could be a whole different video. The median home price is around $450,000 while it is $1,600 to rent a one-bedroom apartment. The property crime is at 2,800 per every 100,000 people, while the violent crime rate is 800 per every 100,000. The average income is $68,000 with a tax burden of 9%. New York City comes in at number 4. America's largest city gets a bad rap, but other than the insane cost for an apartment, their numbers aren't as bad as people would have you believe. The median home price is around $850,000, while it is a ridiculous $4,400 to rent a one-bedroom apartment. The property crime is a relatively low 1,500 per every 100,000 people, while the violent crime rate is 600 per every 100,000, which is the second lowest of the top 10 cities. The average income is $75,000 with a tax burden of 12.5%, which also keeps New York from ranking even higher. At number 3, San Antonio, Texas. The median home price is an affordable $300,000 with rent running around $1,300 for a one-bedroom apartment. The property crime is high at 2,700 per every 100,000 people, while the violent crime rate is 700 per every 100,000. The average income is $58,000 with a tax burden of 8.5%, helped by Texas not having an income tax. Coming in at number 2, San Diego, California. I think this would easily be number 1 if it weren't for the high cost of living. The median home price is $850,000 with rent running around $2,600 for a one-bedroom apartment. The property crime is 1,800 per every 100,000 people, while the violent crime rate is the lowest of these 10 cities with 400 per every 100,000. The average income is the highest on this list at $92,000 with a tax burden of 10.5%. Of the 10 largest cities in America, Fort Worth comes in as the best place to live, and I can't argue those results. Fort Worth is growing fast, great job market, and homes are still affordable by national standards with the median home price being at $300,000 with rent at $1,400 for a one-bedroom apartment. The property crime is high at 2,800 per every 100,000 people, while the violent crime rate is respectable at 650 per every 100,000. The average income is $76,000, which is higher than Dallas. The tax burden of 8.5% since Texas doesn't have an income tax. Forget DFW. Today it's FWD. Fort Worth wins not only the Metroplex, but is the best of the 10 largest cities in our nation. Please comment below if you agree or disagree. I would be honored if you would subscribe to my channel. Coach on the road saying goodbye, and have a great day.